Hello again, and hopefully this is the last one we have to do for this report. First thing that we need to do is I mentioned to you that we do stuff based upon a revenue split, and I'm just going to hop into Google Drive here, and basically I'm going to type split. It should bring up the report right away. I'm going to do another video on how to do the sales split report. But the sales split report is going to be due for Sunday. It's Saturday in the US right now, and so I'm going to do that video later. So in theory, you'll watch that video first, and you'll kind of understand what the sales split report is. But just to give a high overview of it, like for each item that we do, we split uh, some of the costs right now, just the advertising that I know of. And one sec here, I'm turning off my air conditioner. It's getting cold in here. So like like this is supposed to be 50%. This is the Facebook cost. So we don't have a print screen of it, but so like each week we create this report and then we send it to Jeremy, tell him how much he owes us. So like just to go through it really quick, it's 27.5% of the membership, whatever revenue we made in memberships, we get that amount. You can see it's 27.5. These spreadsheets need to be cleaned up. Maybe that's something you can do later. And so like clothing, we really don't make that much because it's whatever revenue we do make, and we've only had like 2,807 in sales. Like, and then like for this period, like the last period, we only had 85 bucks, and you can see this one isn't done completely, but like uh yeah, a lot of these aren't done, but it comes out to being like 12% because by the time you count the cost and stuff, it's 12.5% of this. So that's all we get for that. Ebooks is where we make a lot of our money. Now we're making a lot from coaching and challenge, a lot in challenge because it's 25% now. But ebooks is 50%, so we get half, and then coaching and challenge we get 25%. You'll notice a break off between those because at one time we were only making 10%. It wasn't like feasible for us, and then we switched to 25% on that. So we kind of got to go through each of these and make sure we put in the amounts correctly, because some of them are going to be 10%, some of them are not going to be 10%. And then this due to BMG is like where we actually give like a summary report for each week, and you'll, like I said, you'll do this and go through this later. But for now, I think it's easier if we just kind of like go through this one by one and put in the expenses for each of them. Facebook, we'll start off with that. Like Facebook is not a revenue, it's a cost, right? It's like right now the only cost that we share with Jeremy. So we have an agreement that any advertising we do, it's 50-50. So like the Facebook cost here, we want to see like the amount of income we're making, not what Jeremy's making. So we're going to be splitting out like, okay, this is how much revenue we're making from the ebooks and doing this by the quantity. Um, so like these aren't in the same order as like these here. I guess we could put them in that order, and let's just do that. Like since I'm here and we could just do it really quick. Like Facebook is first, and then after Facebook is membership, and then like after membership is clothing, ebooks, coaching, challenge, and all those go into product sales, right? So then the rest of this stuff is like our direct expenses, and we don't split any of this. So now we have it basically kind of in the same order as the split report. So with that said, the Facebook costs are going to be 50%. So actually, I said we could just put, and let's see how I did this. I actually did multiply this, right? So that's a good thing. We're going to need to do that because the times when I said just put the equal sign, well, no, we need to change the quantity to the percentage of what we're going to eat. Okay, so this is going to be 0.5, and I'm going to put a 0.5 here. All these are 0.5 because that's the only thing that we eat on the expense is 0.5. So I'm going to expand that down and take a look, and it is 0.5. So all these are 0.5. So this should, in theory, give us, like, if we look at this, like, if we just sum it just to compare it, like, we have 15,000, and, like, this is actually, let's expand this out, 29,668 or whatever, and if we take that and divide that by 2, we should be, it's a little bit different. That's kind of odd. Why would this, like, I just divided this by 2, but these are all 0.5%. Not too sure on that. And maybe it's just a rounding error, but that seems too large for a rounding error. Really, really does. Let me see what we can do to figure this out, because I don't like that this is so much different than what this is. It might be that we just need to round these to 2 decimal numbers. I don't know. We'll put a comma separator, 2 decimals, and expand that. Let me sum this up again. I want to know why this is not correct. Okay, this is taking forever. Okay. And maybe I just didn't have it all the way to the top. There's something weird, very, very weird with these numbers. Very, very weird. Like, and this is why you always want to, check certain things like this sometimes and see what the issue is. And I'm just going to keep this in the video because I want to know, why is it that these numbers are different? Like, you're talking, how much is the difference? $410. That's substantial. What could it be that's causing this? Because this is just taking 50%, right? So maybe not all of these are, here's part of, okay, here's the problem. I didn't put them all the way up. Haha. That should fix it. Okay. Now if I divide this by 2, it looks like it's going to be right. And it is. It's on the dot. Okay, cool. So that, just doing little checkups like that, I goofed up. And luckily I caught myself. It's not the fact that you goof up sometimes. It's the fact, are you using checking points to make sure? And hopefully I am. And, I haven't done this all the time, but, during the process. But, that's good to do. So that part is done. So let's go on. The next one is going to be membership. Now, membership is in 2 places in this spreadsheet, unfortunately. There are some in the all of them in the membership. These are all membership. So we know that's 27.5%. There are a few in the membership for the product sales, if you recall. So on this one, we need to go in, and there's going to be one final stage we need to do. We need to change, like, anything that's an expense, change it to a negative number. I think it'll be better if we just, like, do that at the end. Okay, so, like, here's the quantity for this. So we're going to change that to 0.275. You could also just put 27.5 and then put percent. I guess that would be a easier way. Either way is cool with me. I'm just gonna paste it down like that instead of clicking. And so you can see here we just did equals, and so, you know, instead we're going to take that and multiply it by that, and then paste this down. And then, like, let's just do, like, especially now that I saw I screwed up last time, let's just see, like, if this in theory is working. And I think there's already an issue. Yeah, see, that's 18,000. So did we not go to the top again? What did we not do? Oh, we're dividing by 2, duh. So equals this times 0.275, and they're correct. Okay, cool. So this one looks correct. So we need to go back in and, well, we'll do the membership. We'll do that here. We'll just do them all at once. Like I'm just going to call out the numbers now because we don't need to keep referencing this because I know them already. But if you need to, you can go back in and do it. So what we need to do is take this spreadsheet and sort it by the category. The category is going to give us like everything sorted into the right percentages that we need. So like I said, I'm going to do this like from what I know, and then we'll just like, do it from there, So these all just say 1 is quantity, right? So, well, some of these don't say 1. They like we saw that in the video when I did this one. But like all I'm going to do is I know the challenge is going to be 25%, okay? Well, not entirely. So I'm trying to think of a way to do this like easier, as easy as possible. And so, like, one thing, well, yeah, let's just do it one by one. So, like, let's just, yeah, I think would just be the best way. So, with challenge, you need to go all the way through the challenge and highlight them all. A quicker way is if I hold shift and page down. Yeah, that's going to go a lot quicker. Okay, we're already in clothing. So we have all the challenge highlighted, and then I'm going to go to date, and I'm going to sort it from earliest to latest, so in ascending order. Okay, so the reason we did that is because, and we'll go back and we'll reference the split report. So with the split report with membership, there was a time, and this is bullshitting us, isn't it? Oh, this is membership, that's why. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, like, the first challenge we did was only 10%, and this spreadsheet is like, okay, here it is. It says commission change to 25% moving period. And so, like, the easy part about the challenge is we've only had 2 challenges. The first one is the spring into summer challenge, and that was all 10%. And then after that was the Shred with Buendia challenge, which started, like you can see, the week of 6/11. That's 25%. Okay, so the fact that we know that these 2 split during that time period, really we just need to look at the products itself. So, like, this is 10%. Okay. And so we're just going to go down all the way to, and you can see these all say VIP. If they say VIP, then, they're VIP, right? Okay. Okay, we're already into June, so we know we're too far. So here, right here, these are all 10%. So I'm going to paste that, and they should all be 10%, okay? So you can see these are all VIP, VIP, 10%. Okay. So we're good there, right? Okay. Now, the spring into summer challenge, these ones are going to be 25%, okay? 0.25. I would say for consistency, we'll go back and change the membership, but let's just use decimal just to make it consistent. Now, I'm going to keep my eye out for like any of them that say $49.99, just to make sure. Maybe I didn't sort this in the most convenient way, but $49.99 should start popping up towards the end, because remember, those are memberships, right? Okay, so we're getting close. I'm sure we're getting close. Yeah, because those are already categorized as. Okay, so never mind on that. Yeah, these are all good. So these are all 25%. Okay. So here we can see where the VIP ended. We went from 4/2 to 6/18 as far as the dates, and we went all the way up into June, July, and we ended there. Okay. So that's going to give us our revenue. Now, these are just equaling the actual rate. We'll multiply those later. So I mentioned to you, for this, by the time we count in the cost and stuff, it comes out to 0.125, okay? And rounded it to 0.13. So I am going to change this number to 2 decimal. Okay, so that way, or no, 3 decimal, huh? Ah, shoot. Come on. 3 decimal. Okay. And let's expand that. Okay. So now we see 0.125 for clothing. So we're going to just go down to clothing, and shouldn't be a whole lot, but I'll hit page down to make it quicker. Okay, so all these should be 12.5, and you can see we went from 25 for the challenge for coaching, and then the clothing we went to 0.25 for all the clothing. And here's where clothing ends, and we're good. Okay, now we got coaching. Coaching, again, like what we need to do is sort these by date in ascending order. So let's just page down instead. Okay, there's not a lot of coaching, luckily. Okay, so we're going to sort by date. Okay, and so let's reference back to the to this spreadsheet, and we can see from 4:30 that week is all 10%. After that, coming into 5:15, probably there was like a week where we didn't sell any. The coaching went slow at first. Now it's doing a lot better, but we got salespeople constantly answering questions and stuff to help sales up get increased. But from here up to 5:15, here's the change in 25%. So we know from 4:30, anything we see from 4:30 on, or from now, which is 1/8/2017 to 4:30, is only 10%. Okay, so we'll go coaching. Actually, we'll just look at date. So we're looking for 4:30 cutoff right there. Okay, so let's just check that again. We have coaching all the way to 4:30. That's 10% up to 426, right? Okay, so that looks good. Okay, now anything after that that's coaching is going to be 25%. Okay, so coaching, this video is actually probably going to be the longest because we got to go through all this. You know what? I'm going to cut this video off. We're going to do the percentages, and then we're going to compile the report after this. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. Ebook is huge because we sell a ton of ebooks, and so that's all going to be 50%. And so, like, we're just going to scroll down. I'm holding it down literally because, like, You can see it's a very, very long list. Okay, I went too far. In fact, ebook might be the last part. Oh yeah, there's the few memberships. So we're going to get to here, click 0.5, and they should be good, right? So we're scrolling down. They're all 0.5. They're all 0.5. All 0.5, all 0.5, all 0.5. And we end it right here. Oh man, you can't see it. That's kind of stupid. So I won't highlight, that's why. So I'm holding down, getting to the bottom. Okay. I should just hit Control End actually. Just go to the bottom and scroll up would be faster. So you can see ebook ends there. And then membership, these are the ones, as you can see, that are the $49 for people that joined the challenge, which I explained in a prior video. Those are 0.275. Okay, and I can just like, oh shoot, yeah, I changed the numbers. So I'll copy it. It's much easier that way. Okay, cool. So next thing that we need to do is we need to change this to equal this times this. Okay, and we should be able to just expand that all the way to the bottom and make sure that that is showing there at the bottom, and it does. So now we can just kind of do a quick sum and just see like what we've done. So we've made 68,000 in sales up to date with everything. Probably most of that sales is coming recently. We've been doing a lot better in sales, and in theory you could see like we've made 188,000. So from that we've gotten how much of the pie? We've gotten 36% of the pie. Sounds about accurate. So that's it for that. So moving forward, the product sales, that's probably going to take the longer part. We've done the memberships, right? Contractor pay, that's okay. That's already done. There's no split there. We did the Facebook advertising. And then we have expenses in Zoho. Those are all our expenses. So, like, really now, the only thing that we need to do is anything that's an expense, we need to change it to a negative number. So membership and product sales is not a negative number. Those are sales. So, like, Facebook obviously is an expense. And so, like, what we need to change is probably just like the rate, okay? So in order to do that, we're going to do that same like formula we've done before with the refunds. Just multiply it by a negative number, and then I'll expand it down and get those all as negative. And then I'm going to copy those, and I'm going to paste them into the rate as values. Looks good, right? Yep. So then we can just delete that. So like now you can see our totals here are all negative because of that, okay? And then so the next one is contractor pay. We'll do the same thing. We'll change the rate. And so we'll just kind of do the same thing times -1. So we're just going to do this to all the ones we've done. Paste that as values. My right click is not having it. And sometimes my computer acts weird when I'm recording. So this looks good. Okay. So we paste those as values. The totals are now negative, which is what we want. Expenses in Zoho. Do the same thing. Equals this times -1. And we're going to expand that down. Copy it. And paste it. And yes, it's not pasting. Okay. Cool. We did that. So these are all negative. Content written. We need that as a negative, right? So we take equals and the rate and times that by -1. Expand that down and copy it. And you can see, like, when I expand it, I know it's going to the very end and it's highlighting them all too. So I just hit Control C right after I do that, and then see how many times it takes me to click. It took me twice to click to get it to work. Looks good. And these are all negative numbers now. Okay. So we are at the end. Let's just do a quick check through. Negative, yep, negative for expense. Contractor pay, negative. Product sales should be positive. Membership should be positive. And finally, Facebook should be negative. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to separate this video out because actually when I think about it, the reporting part is going to take a little bit of time to do. So I'm going to go ahead and segregate that part out, and then we'll just kind of like move from there. So I will see you in that next video.